Countdown, do we? Maybe not.
Hello!
Live and no, we're live. Cool.
We are. That's awesome. Good evening, everybody. Happy 2022.
We're up in our tech game.
We're trying.
We're giving it a shot. Oh.
So we're going to be making a few changes.
All right. I don't see any comments yet, but that's okay. We're just getting started.
We are. We'll give people a couple of seconds to get here. If they're looking to watch us, you should be able to see us on a few different streams.
Two Facebooks and a YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is TSL Homestead on
Do we
YouTube.
want the lids?
Do we want what? I'll get the lids.
Yeah.
We need lids.
Yeah, just better. So a few things that are new tonight is hello. So a few things that are new tonight is we have some new lighting, and because it's my birthday year, I've got my tiara on, and we'll talk a little bit about that excitement. And
okay, we now have lids on everything.
So, yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay.
Hi.
All right.
So, welcome to our TSL Cocktail of the Month. We are glad that you could join us. We're going to let folks get in here. We are trying, as we tried last month, we tried a StreamYard, which is what we're using this month. And I think it's going to work out pretty well for us.
It's got some cool tricks to it.
It does have some cool tricks, some of which you're going to see tonight, which I'm kind of excited about. And then the other thing that we've been doing is we have a friend who is a theater sort of person, and you've heard her talk about her quite a few times, Miss Erin. She helped us with some lighting, so hopefully we're a little brighter tonight.
We're naming Erin the executive producer for the TSL Cocktail of the
Month.
That's
true. I do believe
this is an official credit for IMDb. It can be used wherever that's necessary. You can add that to your IMDb profile.
Wherever that works for you. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be playing with a few things over the next couple of over the next few shows, I hope. This is our first one of 2022, and it just happens to be my birthday month and some lovely people. It's their birthday month too. I'm turning 50 this year, so I decided to make it a whole year of events.
Technically, she did just turn 50 on Thursday.
On Wednesday. But, you know.
I was close.
He was.
I knew the year.
He did.
Because we've been preparing it for almost a year.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I decided to celebrate across the year. And really all that means is I'm going to do some fun things with a few of my friends. I know it really does. I'm so excited to be 50. So I've got, yeah.
See, isn't that cool?
It is. So that's one of the fun things that we can do. We can put people's comments up so they can see it wherever you're watching us. And the other thing that we can do is we've got a little banner that will pop up when we talk about what our cocktail of the month is. So you'll get to see that pretty soon. We decided to do some different things this year. We're going to be taking requests from you guys as we are going through the show. But two really cool things happened. One is...
Well, you're 50.
Okay, so 3 things, possibly 4 really cool things happened. One was I got a birthday present from my mom last year, a gift card that I hadn't really used yet. And so I found...
This is not the cocktail of the month. This is just a cocktail.
This book called A Drinkable Feast. And it's all about 1920s Paris and the lost generation. So we're going to be using some cocktails out of this book because there are some fun stories. And we'll talk about Ezra Pound and Ernest Hemingway.
And what was important about Paris in the 1920s?
No prohibition.
Prohibition only happened in the United States,
The
folks.
Volstead Act was happening over here. It was not happening in Paris. So this is one of the books that we'll be looking at for cocktails. And the other super cool thing that happened was, much to my surprise and delight, my cousin, I know, just yesterday, I was. Another really cool thing that happened was that, thank you, my cousin, much to my surprise and delight, bought me this awesome book that I can't wait to do some cocktails out of. If you can't read that, it's called Drinking with the Saints, A Sinner's Guide to a Holy Happy Hour. This is going to be so much fun.
I believe your cousin is on tonight.
She is, so definitely a shout out.
That was a super cool birthday gift.
It really was, Diane. Thank you. This book is organized by calendar year and liturgical year. So I suspect that as we go along, we'll be pulling out some of the cocktails.
And for the pagans amongst the group, what is a liturgical year?
It's the church calendar year.
Okay, there we go. See?
Organized by liturgical type things, churchy things. So we're going to take a look at this too. It's got some fun recipes in it. And then our bonus track, which, oh, my brother-in-law got us for Christmas, is The Drunken Botanist. So this one is a really cool book about things that are all about botany, which I am interested in, and drinking, which I am also interested in.
And it basically gives you recipes for fermenting or distilling things out of your garden.
Not exactly, but it does talk about all of the things that go
wait. That's Drink the Harvest.
Yes.
Oh, man. See, this is why she's the brains of the outfit, and I'm just showing up for the tech work.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Not at all. So this is really a fun book too. It talks about all the things that go into some of your favorite drinks. All right. So with that, yay!
All right. So
tonight,
drum roll.
Our first drink is going to be called My Old Pal.
See what we did there?
See what we did there? Now, the reason I thought this was a really cool drink, the Mad Farmer picked it out. But having just turned
I think the
50,
first one ever, right? Didn't I pick the Bumbo out? That was a colossal mistake.
it didn't work out.
No. Hopefully this will be better. We know it'll be better than the Bumbo.
But the reason that I was excited that he picked this one, unbeknownst to him at all, so many dear friends are around and that I can see on Facebook and that I can keep up with. I just kind of feel like it's just a fun thing, My Old Pal, because there are so many out there. So I think it's going to be a great one. We are going to try one more new thing tonight. We didn't want to over-tech everybody, but this drink does come out of our movable feast, our drinkable feast. And there's a fun little quote in here about it that I won't read all of, but it says, "This drink is often thought of as the rye whiskey version of the Boulevardier, which of course is the bourbon version of the Negroni, which naturally is the gin version of the Americano." So you can see that it's pretty easy to switch it up. And that's a lovely thing. The author of this book, Philip Green, he has written a couple of other books that are kind of Hemingway themed, but I think we're really going to enjoy this one. So
and
Eric,
it's a fun read. Can highly recommend it. The two paragraphs I've read so far have been fantastic. And she read a bunch of it in the car when she got it. So
yeah, out loud to him, which he doesn't love.
Yeah, it happens.
All right. So take it away. Tell us what's in our drink tonight, Mad Farmer.
Okay. The Old Pal consists of 1 ounce of rye whiskey. Tonight we'll be actually using the Riverset rye, which is a local one we found. Not super local. It's Memphis, Tennessee. So it's U.S. based. Our favorite so far that we found is Sazerac, but it's very difficult to get a hold of. It's apparently distilled in Texas. If you go down there, you can get it all over the place, but in Kansas, not so much. Then it also takes 1 ounce of Campari. Am I saying that right?
I think so.
Okay. We should point out, too, that at this point that it has been pointed out that we were pronouncing the cognac from last month incorrectly. If there's, and we'll put up a link on the website, but there's a place you can go for pronunciations where people who theoretically know how to pronounce things pronounce them for you. And so there are a couple different ones that are close. There is one that's, and since it's originally a Russian drink, it was more like Mukov.
Or Mukov.
Yeah, so there's a couple, 3 different variations. But we will say that if you in Kansas don't say moo cow, they will not have any idea what you're trying to order. So that's apparently regional.
So maybe that's a regional
So I just
thing.
want to throw that disclaimer out there, and apologies to everybody I've told. That was the way I was told it was pronounced, but she was apparently told incorrectly. So we don't want to put any more incorrect information out in the universe. So we just wanted to correct that while we're at it. Okay, so back to the drink. And then so we have 1 ounce of vermouth. Now, we use Martini and Rossi because honestly, it's hard to find anything else around here. We've tried another kind that was not that great. It's perfectly adequate for what we use it for. And you can see we get the big bottle because we're pretty fond of perfect Manhattans, and that's an ingredient that goes in there.
It is.
And then the only other thing is an orange peel.
Yep.
And so, which is difficult to find in Kansas.
In January.
In January. It's not really a seasonal thing. So I suppose we could probably, but we did find one. So
we did.
Okay.
All right. How do we put this crazy thing together?
Well, let's go look.
Wow.
You add to a mixing glass, which we're going to go ahead and build one. So we have here a mixing glass with ice. Oh, I'm going to garnish later. Okay.
But you're going to pour it in your mixing glass and strain it.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. That's the actual glass of the rocks. Here's my mixing glass. Okay, I'm just using a standardized pint glass because, you know, it worked fine for us. All right, so we're going to do 1 ounce of the rye. Just in case you haven't paid any attention at all, this drink has nothing in it but booze.
So an interesting thing about that, while he's mixing it, we did learn that if a drink is straight alcohol with no fruit juice, you stir it. If it has fruit juice in it, like a pineapple juice or an orange juice or something like that, or a cranberry juice, you shake it, because when you shake it, it kind of mixes.
It breaks down the molecules, I guess. I heard it described the other day. I apologize. Please continue.
Are you sure? Because, you know, I mean, you seem to have nailed it.
It's fine.
But anyway, so yeah, when you shake it up, it kind of diffuses
Bar's
the alcohol
from our new
through
bar
it.
set, which provided by our producer because she felt we didn't have all the tools, and she's probably correct.
So what we have noticed when we make one that is stirred versus shaken is a stirred cocktail is a strong cocktail. So just take that under advisement when you decide to have a little happy hour.
Okay. So we have now stirred it. So we are going to take our strainer. I've just made a mess out of everything, really.
It's all right, love.
I know. This is why we have tablecloths, so I can't have nice things. So we pour it over fresh ice. Okay. And we put our orange peel, which I did use a peeler in. Okay.
All right.
Now,
so that is our.
This goes to our producer because she's awesome.
And that happens to be one that we made with the sweet vermouth. We also are going to try one with dry vermouth because you can do that as well. So we pre-made those. This one is the dry vermouth, and this one is the sweet vermouth. Okay. You don't notice a whole lot of difference in color, but this one does have a little darker color because the sweet vermouth is red. Mm-hmm. So here we go. We're going to give it a try.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go back to the comment section and see.
Yeah.
Maybe it looks like we've got some. Oh, your brother tuned in. Cool. Wow, that's pretty strong.
As I mentioned, the stirring really makes the strong. Let's swap and see what we get.
And then you just stir it more. That is really
something.
You failed to mention during the earlier taste test that it was basically like making straight rye.
So an interesting thing about Campari is it is a bitter. It's a.
Oh, that one's much better.
It's a bitter. So it's going to have a little different flavor, and it's probably going to be not as sweet as something else.
I would have to say that the sweet is considerably. I like that better.
It's a very strong drink.
Now, the reason we did it with the two different vermouths is the original recipe that was, what was it, 1928? 27? Well, she's the expert. Oh, she's not enjoying that one here. You might want that one. Was originally printed with a sweet vermouth, but when they came out later with a revised edition of the recipes that were published, they had shifted to a dry vermouth. So we thought we would go ahead and do both and compare, and it turns out we definitely like it better with the sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Not your favorite?
Maybe not my favorite so far, but the whole PAL thing still applies. But
it is my favorite drink of 2022 so far.
Okay.
Well, we haven't had any others.
Okay, if that's the case. So again, it's going to be 1 ounce of vermouth, 1 ounce of rye whiskey, and 1 ounce of Campari.
There we go. There's the
stirred in a mixing glass and then pour it onto ice. And I have to say, wow. I'm really glad he got the small bottle of Campari.
Yeah, we probably should have taste tested that before we put it in anything.
I think we probably should have.
It does say bitter right on it.
Yeah, it does. We might save that for another show. Well, so there you have it. Our very first.
Maybe we can make it with a half ounce of that.
Our very first cocktail of 2022, and it was a doozy.
We're going to tune that recipe up for you. We'll see, but it does explain a lot about why those authors were so drunk in Paris during the 20s.
Yeah, it sure does. So, well, with that, I can you think of anything else to say about this particular cocktail?
Well, No, and what I will say is right now the Kansas City Chiefs are about to play the Pittsburgh Steelers for the first game in the NFL playoffs.
Go Chiefs!
And so we are going to cut out here because I'm going to go watch that game. It kicks off in about 5 minutes. So go Chiefs.
So if you do want to try it, please let us know what you think of it. And we yes, we are.
Yep.
So if you do try it, let us know. I would say that of the two, the sweeter vermouth is just ever so slightly sweeter. So, but as always, well, first, Happy New Year. But as always, drink responsibly and get into the spirit of things.
And thanks for coming, and come out to our website at
Go
TSL
Chiefs.
Homestead. Sign up to get notified of this, or go to our YouTube channel and give us a like.
Oh, and actually one other thing before we go that's coming is that you can sign up to be notified when the shows are going to happen if you would like to do that.
So we just go into TSL Homestead.
Yep.
There's a little button at the top of our website that says sign me up for the newsletter
Notifications.
And we're going to try our level best to make sure all that happens this year.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.